My name is Mr. Douglas. I'm looking for a DD-214 discharge paper in the Marine Corps from 1979 to 1988, 4 tours. And I'd like to talk to somebody about what I need to put down and the cost of getting one sent to me.
Hello, it's Don.
Hi, yes. My name is Doug, and I was wondering how I go about getting a DD-214.
Well, we can do it several different ways. First off, you need to be honest with me. We're talking about a document here. So did you ever, I got your voicemail, did you serve in the Marine Corps, or do you just need a DD-214?
Well, I served in the Marine Corps in the reserves, and then I went to college after that.
And how long were you in the reserves for?
About 2.5 years.
Okay. And can I ask what you need this thing for?
Well, basically, I can't find it. I don't know. My mother had a fire in her house back in the 80s, and I'm divorced now, and I thought my ex-wife had it, and apparently she can't find it anywhere, and I need it for, well, there's a couple jobs coming up that, they ask for a DD-14 for security, and they're security jobs.
Okay. Can I ask what the difference is in the, from your voicemail that you left to, when you're dealing with a DD-214, I'm just trying to keep you out of trouble.
Right.
You had quite a discrepancy in years of service, 4 tours from 79 to 88, down to what you did in the Marine Corps in the reserves for 2.5 years.
Well, they sent me everywhere. I joined Force Recon. I was in Pendleton for 2 weeks. I did 29 Palms for a month and a half. Cherry Point. They sent me everywhere.
Okay, but you see where I'm getting at with you actually serving 2.5 years in the reserves, and I guess you want almost 10 years now on active duty, correct?
No, because after that, I gave up, I had to sign a thing saying I gave up almost 7 years. See, I went in on the GI Bill so I could go to college, stay here and go to college.
Okay. Okay, I'm still a little hazy. We'll go with it. Now, what do you want the dates of service to say? You said the years, but what date specific?
All I need is the dates of service are from June 10th, 1980, okay? And then I got out it was roughly, I finally got my papers in 1988. But in between that, I was in Beirut for almost a year. I was in Mogadishu and Somalia as it was called a policing thing. That was 8 months. That was in 87. That was almost 7 or 8 months. And then I was in Iran during Operation Eagle Claw. And that was almost 10 to 12 months. So I forget the exact time. That was end of 80 to almost end of 81.
The end of 80 to the 81. And what were you in the Marine Corps?
I got out as a sergeant finally. I started out, the lowest, and I got out as a sergeant.
And what unit? Are you a sniper? You said something about Recon, or what do you want that to reflect?
Yeah, I was with the 2nd Marine Division. Then I signed up for Force Recon, and then I was with the it was actually called the 32nd MAU, and then they changed to the 22nd MEU at the end of 1983.
Okay, we're getting there. What kind of awards?
I have, believe it or not, I have I didn't even know a medal, a field medal of valor. And the person that I tried to save did not, he died.
Okay, I'm sorry, I did not catch that. Slow down just a little bit. What was it again?
A field medal of valor.
Field Medal of Valor.
Yes. And that was in Beirut. Our corpsman got shot. I threw him over my back. We called in a medevac unit. It didn't get there in time, and he died. So they gave me a Field Medal of Valor because the guys that were with me followed me to cover me. So they kind of they said I saved their lives by following them. I don't know. And to this day, I don't even bring it out. I have a Bronze Star from being in Beirut, and I have a Purple Heart from being shot, believe it or not, in the left knee twice, almost in the same place.
Gosh, what kind of bullet was that hit you?
It was a lapella.
A Rapala?
Yeah.
I've never heard of one of those. What is that?
Yeah, from a high-powered rifle. I think it was a lapella 380.
Oh, a Lapua.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you said Rapala. Wow, how that didn't take your leg off. That's amazing. That's a pretty big gun.
So it hit me in the thigh, ran down my leg, and came out my knee. And it ruined my football career. I actually had, Millersville State had offered me, I was already in Iran, a 2-year scholarship to play middle linebacker.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else?
No, basically that's it.
Okay.
You know? Oh, and then I did a policing. We called it a policing. We weren't allowed to interact with any of the villagers or anything. I was in Mogadishu and Somalia for about 7 to 8 months. But we didn't really do anything, to be honest with you. All we did was police, to make sure nothing broke out. The Hunties didn't start any fights. I saw a lot of dead bodies and stuff like that, headless people, and, but we weren't allowed to shoot, even though we got shot at. It was a mess, And where were you in?
I was in the Navy.
Oh, my dad was Navy.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah, he was Master Chief, Master Rigger.
Well, most of you Marines aren't real fond of the Navy, so but we'll muddle through this. Where did you? Now, if you did the Recon, you were jump qualified.
Pendleton, Cherry Point.
Was that where you took your jump training?
Oh yeah, and then I went to Miramar, and then I was down at Coronado.
And what were you doing in Miramar and Coronado?
Miramar, I was just doing my physical training, and in Coronado, I did my rifle test 3 times.
Gotcha. So scuba school as well as part of.
No, I didn't do scuba school. I did scuba school actually at Cherry Point and Lejeune.
I'm sorry, it was what?
It was at Cherry Point and Lejeune.
Scuba school.
Yeah, I thought I was going to do it in Coronado, but for some reason they were swamped or booked or whatever, so they let me do it in Lejeune at Cherry Point.
Okay, and any other qualifications that you have? We got scuba. Were you Halo qualified or just basic airborne? Or
actually, yeah, I can read off some of my. Hold on, I got rods in my back and plates in my neck. I don't know if this stuff counts. One of my credits was, I got my book right here. My wife saved it for me, my ex-wife. Presidential Security Service from Ronald Reagan, given on June 4th, June 15th, 1984. That's where you stand at the White House and do nothing, for like 2 to 4 weeks. Presidential Security Service, Sergeant Ronald Reagan. That was March of 82. That was just watching Marine One, standing out in the rain. Then, of course, I have my United States Marine Corps Oath of Enlistment. I have my Purple Heart here, accreditation. I have my Meritorious Service Medal accreditation. I have my Bronze Star accreditation. My MOS rating of 8071, Special Capabilities Specialist from MARSAC. And that was it. Remember, I said I was at Camp Lejeune when they did that. And let's see what else I have. And then my Recon school. Okay. That was with the 2nd Marine Expeditionary Camp Pendleton, California. And I got a couple small ones here. Then they sent me to Quantico, Virginia to finish up my Recon. I did a lot of stuff when I was in the Marines.
Sounds like it. And you have all that, but you don't have your 214?
Yeah, I can't find it. Anywhere. I called a friend of the DOD, and he looked up, and he got all my names there, but see, we did 2 special things, and for Ronald Reagan back in 83 and 84, and some of my stuff is what you call blacked out because of where we were at, and it had to do with his son. I also have close quarter combat instructor. I used to teach Marines hand-to-hand combat. But then I got metal rods in I used to be a karate instructor, and I used to compete in New York years ago, but I had to stop that. I have, of course, my good conduct medal, and my combat action ribbon medal, Marine combat instructor, and that was in 85. I finished that. Infantry squad leader, that was in 85. That was at Camp Pendleton. And they sent me there for all my MARSAC training. And, what's this one? Platoon sergeant's graduate, 1983. And then this is for throwing hand grenades, learning how to throw a hand grenade.
Okay, but
this one is Marine pistol marksman, 9mm Glock, which I flashed.
okay, I'm confused though. You said you did about 2.5 years, and then you went off to college, correct?
Yeah, but that was from like 79 to 80, and 80 before I went in. See, I stayed here for, like, when I was in the reserves, I stayed in Pennsylvania so I could go to Widener for 3 years. And then they did the buddy system back then, and it was on the GI Bill, and they made me sign if they gave me the money to go to college and everything, then I had to sign up for X amount of years. So I think I signed, it was close to 7 years. It's like 6.5, something like that, 7. So altogether, it almost equals 10 years.
I got you. Now, and you need these for employment on a security thing, and you have all that stuff?
I'm getting too ill for my job. It's I run a, how do I put this, a moving and storage company.
Yeah.
And the problem is when guys don't come in, even though I'm 58, I'm going to be 59, I still go out and try to help out because I know what I've been in the furniture business all my life. My grandmother owned a furniture company. So I still go out and, help out. But my doctor does not want me anymore. He said what you need to find is something you're on a computer, you know. In fact, that's
What kind of security gig is it?
it's a regular. It's at our college campus.
Yep, I'm sure you're qualified for all that stuff. Some of it does not make sense. And when you put this in the DD-214, a government document like that gets scrutinized and found out to be a fake one, forgery, you get yourself in a big hum.
You're right. But they've called me 3 times already. They want me to come up, and I was going to go up the other day, but I had a CAT scan I had to have done on my back.
Any of those citations that you got there, it sounds to me, because I deal with this. I know that's how you found me, the fake DD-214s, but I deal with a lot of that stuff. I know that Bronze Star, the Purple Heart, all the instructor quals, I've seen it all. They're all available certificates online that you can buy those things, and they'll just ship them right out to you. Any of that accurate? Any of those things come offline?
What do you mean online?
Did you buy them?
To be honest with you, there was 3 I bought, yes. I'm not going to lie to you.
Okay, good. Well, we need to keep doing that. See, you are going to get in such a hum with anybody that's in the know when you talk about Operation Eagle Claw, and everybody knows who was on that, and there wasn't Marine Recon guys on that. And Somalia, the dates, and living in some village over there getting shot at. I mean, I know that never happened. And this field medal of valor is a total blowjob. That never happened. There's no such a thing. So you can potentially get yourself in a real hum attempting to do this, especially with a security position on there. Because I know from being a paramedic how anal those guys are of who they let in the back of an ambulance with an unconscious teenage girl. And that going on a college campus, I'm sure, is about the same way in this day and age. And you're talking about all these rods and pins and mobility trying to defend people or take care of them out there. And I don't know that you're qualified. Did you ever serve in the Marine Corps at all?
Yes, like I said, in the reserves. I did. Okay. I did.
All right. Well, if you'd have read that website of mine more closely, and this is where I'm going to help you out there, devil dog. I don't make those things. Those are examples of fake DD-214s. I'm a retired Navy SEAL and expose that stuff. And then when they get these fake DD-214s that guys make up, like you're one to get makeup, they're easy to spot with misspellings and shit that just doesn't make sense and timelines. Yeah.
Spell wrong and they say stupid shit on them and everything. So.
Well, they say shit like Field Medal of Valor and stuff like that never happened, and turning in these award citations that you can get online. I don't make them, but I'm helping you. You called for help, and I'm helping you, telling you are going to get in a real pile of trouble if they find that out. And I don't do those. Does that make sense?
Help me.
Huh? Make sense, Doug?
Yeah.
Okay.
What can you do to help me?
I am helping you by telling you you're going to get in a bunch of trouble and that I don't make those things.
Okay. All right.
Got it?
But just forget about it then?
Yeah. You're screwing around with a government document and of an official one. And, you tell me all day long you served. I'm not sure I'm buying that you were even in the Marines, period. But, you're trying to take a job from another veteran. They obviously want a veteran and someone that has qualifications that you don't. And so when you look like that, I get a little bit offended by the whole thing because you're taking that gig from some guy, a guy or a gal who deserves it. Make sense?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
I appreciate your time, and I thank you for your insight and everything. And I'll make sure that I don't do anything that gets me in trouble.
Good. All right. Have a good one.
You too.
Yeah. See ya. that dude's got some shit going on, man. I mean, he is from the land of the not quite right. I mean, he really is. He's out there. And, you're trying to get on a college campus, that one's going to sink in a little bit and really get me a little bit twisted. No. And I could tell the way he was talking, just how good I am. When he was talking about, I got my Purple Heart right here, I got my Bronze Star right here, I got my hand-to-hand instructor. I've seen all those fake DD or fake certificates before online. You can just buy the damn things, and I could tell that's what he had. He had a bunch of them too. He's got a whole folder, his book, and he's just rapping through. He reads and he can kind of comprehend, but he can't pronounce things because he's never there. You get shot twice with 338 Lapua. A Rapala, that's what he called it. And the Hunties and everything else he was saying. He just couldn't pronounce anything right. So, it's just... Stupid people just kill me. But he'd have probably made one hell of a Marine. A good one. The Navy, not so much. But the Marines or the Army, yeah, he'd have been... Semper Fi.